Hi, I'm Engineer Hoist, and today we'll be taking a look at the power of the Primes Headstrong. Welcome back to Predaking Week. It is day 3, and we are taking a look at Headstrong. Alright, so he is a rhinoceros. It's natural coloring of rhinos in the wild. He's a pretty decent looking rhino. Not a whole lot of articulation on this guy, but if you've been watching any reviews, you can probably figure that out. You can have him move his leg back a little bit. You can move this leg back a little bit. And since these are his arms, they can come out a little bit. And just like Rampage, he can go, "Hi guys!" Yeah, if you want to do something like that. That's pretty much all. I guess he can, well, no, I was going to say he can put his head down, but no, he can look up. But that's, yeah, so hey, what's that up in the sky? Okay, so this does come with this. Of course, it's all a set. This obviously is Predaking's foot. And the way you attach it to this guy, I think we figured this out during my unboxing video. He does actually go in here, but that's more for the foot mode. And what you go on to do is just kind of fold this out to the side, and you can take advantage of these either side. There's two ports there, and you can kind of set that off to the side, but to get it centered the way you normally do, or in the way you would normally expect him to see, so you set it off to the side there, and there you go. It does have this little platform over there where somebody can sit or stand or whatever, or you can just angle him this way so it doesn't look like it's there and makes for a good photo, as opposed to that. It does secure pretty well that he almost comes untransformed when you try to take it off. Well, let's go ahead and get him compared to the G1 reissue version of Headstrong. There he is. He is quite a bit bigger. And the head is actually slightly differently molded. Interesting thing is that the horn on Headstrong on the Power of the Primes version is a little bit pointier. There's a lot of die cast. Pretty much this whole part on this one is die cast. No die cast in the Power of the Primes version. And just like all what we've seen in all of the other ones, the yellow versus is much brighter versus the gold on the original one. And of course there's really like zero articulation from this guy. I think his head can do the, huh? What? Did you say? No articulation? Okay, yeah. So there's not a whole lot to say about that. There's a couple of just rhinos, maybe a mama or a daddy and a baby rhino. Or, I don't know, mama if you want to. You can do whatever you like. Yeah, there's not a whole lot of way. Even the sticker sheets that come with him, I don't think there's a whole lot for him because he does already have a Decepticon sticker on there. Plenty of nice painted details too. But the repo labels, I'm pretty sure, are going to come with a lot for him. We'll go ahead and get the G1 guy out of the way and get on to transformation for this guy. Pretty simple, actually. We go ahead and just fold these legs up on both sides. And what you want to do, you actually do kind of have to pull this part out a little bit just to give you a little bit of clearance. The back part comes down and it also kind of unfolds because that's going to be the bottom of your foot, and it kind of folds down that way. And this part over here, that's what you need the clearance for. It just kind of spins around, and you got a little tab here that was on the bottom part of the leg. It fits in a slot there on the front. And boom, you got a leg done. Same thing on the other side. Boom. A couple of nice fluid movements. Probably counts for 4 or 5 steps when they're counting them up for the box. Now the arms, we already kind of transformed them there. You just move them out and swing them around, and boom, there you go. Move it out, swing it around, boom, there you go. And woo, this guy's a lot taller than those other guys. Let's go ahead and kind of move this up a little bit, and there you go. He is fully oh no, he's not. Boom, there's your head transformation. Just spin it around, and there's Headstrong, ready to go. Oh, and I suppose you could collapse this back down, make it a little bit more tight there. So yeah, obviously we've all seen the pictures of this. We knew this is how it was going to be. He's got a big old thigh a combiner thigh hanging off his back. It does kind of look pretty poor from that way and kind of pretty bad from that way. But when you look at him from the front, as most people tend to do with their Transformers figures, or even kind of from a 3/4 view, whatever, you can't really see it, and I think he looks good. Now for his gun, Predaking's foot, rather, there's a little port here, you can kind of hold it. Well, you can put it in his hand anyway. That seems familiar. Forgive me, I'm not intentionally copying anybody else who may have posted a video about that. Now, but what you're actually supposed to do with this guy is he's got the little clip here on his shoulder, on either shoulder really, you can do either one. But this, I like to put it on this side because this other part here just kind of stays up, and just kind of slide that in there, and he's ready to go. Let's move him back there, and boy, that just makes him even taller, doesn't it? There you go, even taller. Now that does look a little bit weird, so you pretty much see in pictures and everybody else kind of moving his arm up here to kind of hold it like it's a shoulder-mounted weapon or boom box of death or whatever. And I do think that looks good. Alright, so let's go ahead and get that off, and we'll go ahead and get the G1 guy transformed so we can get a comparison. I will go ahead and move this camera back down. And there he is. Good old G1 reissue Headstrong. The legs kind of push back into his chest here, so we've got a little bit of a black detail on the chest here to kind of mimic that. If you look at the feet, the back parts of the legs kind of, are working together. He's got a fairly hefty chunk there on his back, and since that's a die cast and it goes back, he wants to fall backwards, and of course the head all works the same. You got the big orange part here. It's mimicked again on the Power of the Primes figures, so they did a really good job trying to get this guy pretty much looking like the toy did. He's got a little bit of extra detail here with the silver that you don't see on the G1 there, but I think they did a pretty good job, and they did a great job on the head too. I don't know, can we get a little bit closer on that? We'll get the G1 guy out of the way. Alright, so there's a nice zoomed in look at Headstrong's noggin. I know he didn't do that with the other guys, but this one's far more impressive. Dive Bomb and Rampage are okay, but this dude's head, nice, good snarling look. He's got the visor and everything. Just really looking good, Headstrong. Alright, so now you know what time it is. It is time to get him into the combined mode. And this is fairly easy to do. We want to go ahead and more or less transform him back to the Rhino mode. Bring those legs back there. There is more to do with those legs there in a second. And we can leave his head spun around because basically it's just going to flip forward like that. We'll pull this out. We'll actually pull this all the way up. All the way up. That's where it needs to be. And then your legs that were the arms, you fold them down, fold it in, fold it down, fold it in, adjust things nicely, compacts it up pretty nice. And these legs, you basically just transform them back to the Rhino mode, except you don't pull out the back legs. And you don't necessarily want to tab them in just yet, because you do need these a little bit loose so you can go ahead and connect that Predaking foot. So we'll go ahead and spin this back around, fold this back up, and then that's where you want to bring in the foot, and let's see if that'll balance. Maybe, maybe not. We want to go ahead and put this back up straight up and perpendicular, I guess. And with this, you can kind of see in here those black parts, everything is black. There's two little square holes here on either side, and they're going to connect into these two parts right here. And I think these other two parts do kind of meet up with something in here to help add a little bit of stability. So you just kind of get that set in there. And then when you go to close it all up, then tab these back in, you have a humongous, got to push that all the way back, a humongous leg, and that is just the shin. There's all the rest of the leg. Oh, I forgot, we do actually want to go ahead and spin this around. How do we want to do that? Oh, you know what, I think I did this on the wrong side, but yeah. Go ahead and spin that around so that the yellow part is facing forward. And you can sort of use these guys on either side. And I think I picked the wrong foot, but both feet work with both Tantrum and Headstrong. But so there you go. And that is how you want to have the leg ready, or Headstrong in the leg mode. And I can't even get him totally in frame there unless I move back, but I am out of space. Alright, so that is going to do it for the review of Headstrong. And if you haven't yet, consider subscribing and hitting that bell icon so you can be notified when I post the video for Tantrum, who will be the next part in our Predaking Week series of videos, or for any other Transformers videos that I post on my channel. And that's going to do it for this video. I'm Engineer Hoist. Keep rolling, my friends. Thanks for watching.